Hello and most welcome to Age 1982 of the series. We will today or now do the B level, the B part of Flesh for Frankenwhore, reading Babylon's Body in Revelation 17 by Michelle Fletcher. Fletcher, Fletcher,
Fletcher, Flesh.
Fletcher. Last time we took an intense gander into how the sanitized version of the revelation comes from a wish to wanting to read it from the past, using things that lie in a grid and making a pre-arranged estimation, a sort of skewed grid-like understanding. That doesn't allow for any difference or newness, a very limited take, where everything is decided from the very beginning. It doesn't make any leeway for newness, freshness, difference, the growth point bringing something further, something beyond. We become stranded, or we are stranded. Nothing will evolve and nothing will happen. We get the same thing out as we put in. And we also mentioned that tendency in Eugene Fisher and Lin. When you are caught in the illusion, everything gets reinterpreted by a fixation. This fixation is called the innerness. The inner of the inner, so to speak. This will never end. It is a bit like listening to a record, these old record made of plastic, and it will only give out what the repetitive thing, the circle, does if it gets fixated on one line only. Newness is important for all reading. Finding what's new. That's development and that's reality. It's constantly shifting. We mentioned earlier the kaleidoscope. The kaleidoscope is an eminent viewpoint for this. Constantly opening up. Bringing new things to the fore. Developing, rearranging, constructing new things, not from the old, but from a newness. So should the revelation be read. That's an opening up of the reading. a widening, a more encompassing and inclusive reading, because it brings in both the new and the old, past and the future. They meet each other. They get enmeshed in each other. Mixing both sides. We will continue to read on page 161, where we left off in 1981. Ending in the word terror, terror. You could make it a bit bigger, maybe 200. I think that's quite enough. Thank you. Frankenstein has uttered the terror he fears the most from the bodily form of a female, her ability to make children. Although females are introduced into Frankenstein's films to bring sex into the picture by provoking male desires, in the original text, it is not desire which is the root of the threat, but rather it is one of the outcomes of sex, offspring, offspring, an offspring. The introduction of the female is a very real threat, as it would take the creative power from Frankenstein, and he fears she might be penetrated by the monster or men. Therefore, he realizes his only option is to tear her to pieces before life is given to her and she can give life to others. Others. Turning to the whore of Babylon again, we have seen that in the original text of Revelation 17, presented us with a woman who is not primarily seductive, but rather penetrated. Penetrated. She is a fleshly woman with whom many men have committed sex acts. Ooh, sex acts. What are the results of these sex acts? They are inscribed upon her forehead. Babylon I megali, I mitirton pornon, keton bdeligmaton tis, kis. Babylon the Great, the mother of whores, fornicators, and of abominations of the earth. The whore of Babylon, unlike Frankenstein's female, has procreated, and she has procreated many times. As a prostitute, her children would naturally also take on her trade or other disproved professions such as acting or pimping. Therefore, whores, fornicators, and abominations can be read on a literal level as her offspring, her offspring. The fact that she is procreating, and what is more, that this is threatening, is demonstrated through her destruction involving being depopulated, and destroyed in the flesh, which makes it clear she will never procreate again. Again. Like Frankenstein's female monster, this baby making is part of what is so threatening about her. So her destruction is designed to prevent its occurrence. But why is her baby making so threatening? The original text of Frankenstein presents us with a possible answer. Possible answer. A possible answer. Procreation is taken away from the hands of the creator. The creator in the book of Revelation, just like Victor Frankenstein, makes it clear that at the end, he alone must hold the keys to creation, with no Rivals. No rivals. No rivals. Where are you, my echo? Rivals. Enjoy.
Rivals.
Therefore, the final act of creation in the text comes from the one seated on the throne who declares, "Behold, I am making all things new."
New.
New, new. Ido kaina poio panda. Panda, panda, a little bear. The whore has the power of creation and the demand for her services. She has procreated and created children like herself, who will in turn take on her trade and further breed with anyone and everyone. 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 Therefore, baby maker, Lon must be removed so the male creator God can create his own, his own, own. His very own. With no baby-making rival. No whatsoever of rivals. For this sole creative act to be able to occur, the whore is destroyed and her womb depopulated forever. The path for children is shut. Is shut.
Shut.
Shut. Indeed, at the end of the book of Revelation, we are presented with a totally sterile landscape. The 140,000 male virgins, Partheni, who follow the lamb around have never penetrated anything. No women are mentioned as entering into the female holy city.
Holy.
Holy. And the text culminates in the marriage of the New Jerusalem and the Lamb.
Bah.
This means that there will be no more baby making, for the only female left in the text is Jerusalem, who is quickly rendered a city, and she will never be a mother, for she is marrying a lamb.
Bah.
A lamb. Which is as sterile as an undeveloped child, not able to impregnate anything. Creation lies only in the hands of the one seated on the throne, with life-giving water flowing from it, flowing in masses, more and more. It is flowing, building up and expanding like water in a spiral. The constant flow will never end. Never end. It just gets more and more. Therefore, the horse body presents a very real threat in the literal narrative of the book of Revelation. Unbridled procreation with a woman who is penetrated by everyone, rather than control creation from the divine. The divine. This literal threat is rooted in the fleshly body presented in chapter 17. 17. In chapter 17, our reading therefore presented her as a function, not only as symbolic of a city, but also as a character in her own right, with her own threatening nature in the unfolding story of the text. Of the text. Conclusions. In filmic portrayals, Frankenstein's female monsters are presented as sewn together sex symbols, provoking desires in men, and often being destroyed as result. The Whore of Babylon is presented by scholars as being sewn together from textual fragments, a city symbol, alluring people into illicit economic, idolatrous relationships, and being destroyed as a result.
Destroyed as a result.
As a result. Maybe result will be a good stopping point.
Result.
Result. 1982.
Page 163. 163. 163.
163, 1982. Let's see for some quotes here. Pornon. Go to, that quote. There. Babylon the Great, the mother of whores, fornicators, and of abominations of the earth. Abominations of the earth.
Ouch. Abominations. Delugmaton. This word here, bdeligmaton, tiskis. Benjamin K. Bergen takes it up, and we also find it in this book, The Myriad of Tongues. What is the author? A Myriad of Tongues by Carver, I think it was. It sounds
horrible the actual word, the pronunciation. And it's similar to the English BL, blimp, blob, plane, a lot of other things that are round and circular and big. Bedil, bedillig, if it's a G as well, it is something of a bad thing. So the sound is resounding as an originator of meaning, not the Caesarean idea of a disjunct meaning where the signs are absolutely arbitrary. No, the sound itself is the originator, the start. The second thing here is Babylon is the mother. And if we read further, she's the beginner. You can compare her to the, and this is what I will do in page 162, if you may call it. It's about 5 lines from the bottom of the second paragraph on that page. Therefore, baby maker and a misprint, I think, must be removed so the male creator God can create on his own with no baby making rival. For this sole creative act to be able to occur, the whore is destroyed and her womb depopulated forever. The path for children is shut. To connect with something that is actually permanent in reality / metaphor thinking, we have the one node, the strange attractor that brings the creation, the proion, what is being made. One could say it fuels it, but it is also where the creation is spiraling or moving around. And it should be only one, as you can see here, one strange attractor, not two. So the Babylon, I see it now, the Babylon must be removed, at least as in her function as procreator. So baby maculon must be removed so God and solely can be the start of everything, the single attractor. No other things can create other than this concatenation of a sort of attractor and what's going around it, the spiraling. And now if we go to page 163, getting quite interesting here. A bit on the top, it's the second line there. Creation lies only in the hands of the one seated on the throne with life-giving water flowing from it. That's synchronicity. So the one That's the one single attractor every system, thinking system, creative, metaphoric system, any has it, any have it. There are always there. But here we also have the life-giving water flowing from it. We have the reference to flow. What it does, isn't that grand? It flows. And here as a metonymy, I would say. It's a metonymic synecdoche, part for the whole. There are many flows, water is one, but water can also be seen as every spiraling flow in the universe, in our thinking, in creation, in what is production here, the creation of God's Son, which is also a strange attractor in connection with the contradictions. Indeed. Kalle, please come in.
Thank you. I was thinking about the author of the name of the author of this paper is Fletcher. I was thinking about it's a composition of flesh and edge in my mind.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Edge to produce on a hard material by eating to the material's surface as by acid or laser beam.
Yeah.
Eating is interesting. To delineate or impress clearly. See, like in scenes it's in our minds. Pain was etched on his features, and that is very appropriate as the subject of our paper. Pain was etched on his features, or the pain was etched in her features.
I like that.
And I would like to comment on something else. Let me repeat this Revelation 75. Babylon the Great, the mother of whores, fornicators. And this footnote 75. With the circumflex on the omega. Also pornon, the plural of the feminine noun in porni, is nearly unanimously preferred. There is also manuscript attestation for pornon from the masculine noun or pornos. Early manuscript reading pornon would have been ambiguous. You see? So in the manuscripts of the in the ancient manuscripts, everything was written with capital letters, as you see here, pornon. And then modern editors have to make a choice. Is it, do you have circumflex on this omega here, or do you place some accent on pornon on the omicron there?
Oh yeah, and you get the omicron at the end as well somehow.
Yeah. So yes. No. There is you have omega in the end. In any case, it's always there.
Yeah.
But the question is, should it be circumflex on the omega? So if it's circumflex on this, it's a feminine noun. That is prostitutes. While if you put acute, like here, accent instead here, you will have masculine prostitutes. So if we go back to the text, we can read it in two ways. So it could be feminine. She has preferred, or the editor has preferred, read it as a feminine. But if you put accent there instead, it's a masculine.
Okay, I see indeed.
But this is a very artificial distinction. You remember we read the paper of an apocalyptic tone.
Oh yeah.
Recently adopted.
It was a very good paper.
And Derrida pointed out that scholars today prefer since Immanuel Kant, people prefer the eyes, to give preference to the eyes, while in the ancient world, the ear was the dominant one. Oh, that's my explanation of Derrida's paper. Instead, no, how I would put it, so I would say that you have a superposition in the ear. Ear represents a superposition in quantum physics. That is, when you hear it, for none, it's difficult to hear any distinction.
Yes.
But it's only when you use your eyes, the superposition collapses.
Indeed.
And I would say that we need to return. We need an edition of the Greek New Testament that actually represents this ambiguity and that you had there. It could be both masculine and feminine. And if I were an editor today, I would not put any accent at all. Thus, you would have both options, masculine or feminine.
Seems very wise, very wise. And then you get the contradictions,
Absolutely.
the yin and yang that produces, I imagine.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you don't create artificial preferences. So she prefers female horse. That is horse in English. But that would be that is a dichotomy. We don't want to create new dichotomies either. That where you privilege. Dichotomies are good, but you shouldn't privilege only the one part.
No, it shouldn't be prioritized and the other one marginalized. She should do as her name. I have got another thing with her name. Fletcher is the one who weaves the roofs with straws. That's the work of being a Fletcher, putting straws on the roofs. That's the weaving process.
So Fletcher
she could weave everything together. Oh, sorry. It was the maker of arrows. I was mistaken there.
That suits also our
paper.
About...
I was I wonder what was the name for.
It comes from the French flesh.
It's even better. It's even better.
Flesh arrow.
Arrow. She should, with the help of an arrow, bring one thing into the other.
Anyhow, both suit. Yes. Okay, perhaps we should end there.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much. Incredibly interesting. Opposites attract and oppositions coincide. Thank you for your comments, Kalle Lundahl. Thank you, everyone, for listening in. Have an excellent morning, day, or afternoon. Bye-bye for now.
Flesh.